They are talking about places that are asking for later closing times because the lines are so long. So they believe that all of those new voters that Bill Schneider talked about earlier, and all of those that are now coming out that didn't come out in 2000 are mostly Kerry voters. So they feel pretty good.
John and Kerry. John, is anyone down? Everyone we talk to is flying high. I guess Nader is down.
Well, Larry, one of the challenges on election night is to keep your spirits up. You were joking earlier with Wolf that somebody, when you had the two chairmen on, Ed Gillespie and Terry McAuliffe, one of those guys isn't telling the truth. They don't know right now, so of course they're both going to say they think they can win. And one of the reasons they say that is because they worry a bit about psychology. There are some people who are in states where the polls are still open, so if you seem down, then the people might not get up and go out and vote. So everyone wants to keep their spirits up, and they simply say this is so close. What other choice do you have?
Right now there's time for all sides to be up, because there'll be plenty of time for one side to be down. John King, Candy Crowley, thanks very much. Bill Hemmer is over at the CNN Election Analysis Center. You've got this tool, the spatial logic, Bill, and you want to focus in right now on Florida, what we know and don't know.
Yeah, we're starting to see a trend here, Wolf. Now we want to repeat here, it is too close to call in this state. And we're only seeing a trend here through this great technology we're using this year. Spatial logic allows us to take specific states and look at them county by county and then start the gauge by the vote count which way it's going, George Bush or John Kerry. Stu Rothenberg, CNN political analyst, with me again here tonight, and good evening to you. I want to show our viewers and really use the telestrator to help demonstrate our point tonight. The I-4 corridor, many believe this is where this state will be decided. What are you finding out already?
Well, let's look right at the map here, Bill. The I-4 corridor is in this part of the state. It's critical. A lot of voters, the Democrats did very well 4 years ago. But if we look at where the votes are coming in now, starting at Polk County, Osceola, Orange County, Volusia, and let me clear that right in there, Lake County, we see the president leading in 4 of the 5 counties. One of them is a tie. If you compare that to 4 years ago, Al Gore won 3 of these 5 counties. So the Republicans needed to make gains, and with some significant partials in each of the counties, George Bush is doing better.
Let me just be clear here. The trend you're seeing is that he's doing better this time at this point in the vote compared to 4 years ago, which would portend good news for the White House now for Florida.
That's right, but there are significant parts of the state that are not in. For example, if you look again at this map at the southeastern corner, you can see there's no color in Miami-Dade, and Broward, and Palm Beach. There should be some significant Democratic votes there. And elsewhere, some of the colors may change from red to blue, but at the moment in that central part, it's pretty good for the president.
Just so viewers know, red denotes Bush, blue denotes Kerry. The gray on the screen you show shows no information at all from that county. Now we can show another map comparing the counties from 4 years ago, perhaps to emphasize the point a little more. There is a dark red and a pink almost, a light red.
Boy, look at that. Again, that's the I-4 corridor. The darker the red, the larger the gain. Pink is a Republican loss. We have very few votes over here in Pinellas, significant number of votes over here, suggesting that the Republicans, George Bush, is getting more votes out of this area.
And that's the trend we're seeing so far. And again, as you point out, significant parts of the state not reporting just yet. That's why we're here, to watch it more. Thank you, Stu.
Sure.
Back to the NASDAQ and Wolf now.
All right, Bill Hemmer, Stu Rothenberg, thanks very much. Let's take a look at the raw votes. These are actual votes that have already come in from the state of Florida. The president now, with only a quarter of the vote in, 24%, has just over 1 million votes at 55%. John Kerry at 45%. Ralph Nader with 9,000 votes has not yet reached 1%, still 0%. That's a quarter of the vote in Florida. So we'll be watching. You see the numbers change even as we're speaking. CNN's Aaron Brown is here with us as well. He's got some thoughts that he wants to share with our viewers about what, incumbents?
Well, election nights are supposed to be about suspense, and in one important race, the most important race certainly is. But while I hate to be the night's party pooper, in 95% of the elections going on in the United States today, they are not only lacking in suspense, they were virtually decided when the incumbent decided to seek re-election. For all the grousing we do about our government, we send the same people back each year. Tonight, a couple of sitting senators may lose, but the change in the Senate will come not by tossing the incumbent, but because the incumbent decided he had better things to do than run again. Lobbying is more lucrative, retirement more fun. The same holds true in the House. A decade ago, Republicans championed term limits. Then they took control of the Congress. Term limits are only cool if you want the job, not if you have it. Maybe we're just content with government, or maybe the special interests from the drug companies to the labor unions just like doing business with the people they know. Plenty of money to incumbents, the challengers campaign on food stamps. One way or another, the process is stacked, rigged to keep new blood and perhaps new ideas out. Someday the country may decide that ought to change, but it won't be tonight, and it won't come from the Congress, at least not from those with power.
Anything standing out at this early, relatively early stage in your mind, Aaron?
I enjoy how much I have heard we don't know.
We're not ashamed to say that.
Well, if we were, we learned 4 years ago not to be. It'll just play out. I mean, we just saw a Florida vote that, you know, we had about 2 million votes counted, a little less than 2 million. Got a long way to go in Florida. Ohio, we haven't even seen numbers yet. We don't know in that race, but we sure do know in a lot of others.
How many incumbent congressmen will lose tonight?
Oh, congressman? 6 maybe?
Maybe.
No, Senator, we're talking about Senator, Congressman,
senators.
400, there are about
How many in the House?
maybe 30 or 40 races that are competitive in the House of Representatives.
But a handful.
Right.
A handful. And that's the way it is. 95% go back every year, every 2 years.
That's right.
And maybe they're just doing a terrific job. I mean, that's one way to look at it.
It's an optimistic way of looking at it.
I'll be an optimist for a while.
All right, let's bring in Vanessa Kerry. She's joining us from Boston, the daughter of Senator John Kerry. You're smiling broadly, Vanessa, but then again, I always see you smiling. Do you ever not smile?
You trust me, I do. You should see me in the morning. It's not necessarily always pleasant, but I'm smiling tonight because it's been an incredible journey. And I'm just very proud of my father, and I'm optimistic about this evening.
Well, take us behind the scenes. You've spent time with your father back there. What's it like with your dad?
Well, he's still working away. He's really, he's still working, trying to get Americans out to vote. This is a really important election, and I've heard many people say it's the most important election of their lifetime. I mean, I would say that too. I'm 27 though, so I don't know how much leverage it actually has. But I do feel a real gravity to this election. I think that there's so much at stake, and it's really important that people get to the polls and they vote because it is their future in their hands. And my father's the first to say that this election is not about him. It's about the American people and the next century, really. It's about health care and jobs and education, and that's what we're fighting for. And we're fighting to try to give America the kind of leadership it deserves.
Vanessa, is there anything encouraging or discouraging you so far?
I'm not one for watching the polls, and I'm not one for taking it all in. I mean, I've been listening to some of the stuff, and it's been a great turnout, and that's incredibly exciting, and I think that's really encouraging that this many people have chosen to be a part of this process. I hope people continue to on the West, and many polls aren't closed yet. People should keep going and really being a part of this process. I can't say anything's discouraging me yet. I'm just watching and waiting, and I'm somebody who will finally really accept things when things are really done, but I feel really good about tonight.
Does your father expect a long night?
I think we expect a long night, but I also think that, we expect this to be decided into maybe the early morning of tomorrow, but hopefully not longer. I think if everyone gets out there and votes, and every vote that deserves to be counted is counted, we are going to have a decision. We are going to have our next president of the United States, and I hope we do, because this country needs to heal from 2000.
Vanessa, your dad is a little superstitious. He does certain things on election days throughout his political career. Tell our viewers in the United States and around the world some of the superstitious things that he's onto.
Well, I think the thing that is most well known is that after he votes, he goes to the Union Oyster House and has a long neck clam lunch, and he did that today. My sister and I actually did not join him because we never have, but we did go vote with him because we've been with him every vote we've made for our father when he's been on the ballot, we've done with him. So we joined him today to vote, and it was a pretty emotional moment to see your dad's name on a ballot for President of the United States. But I have to tell you, it was extraordinary, and it's probably the best vote I've ever made in my life.
Yeah, are the Edwardses there yet, Vanessa?
To be honest, I don't know if the senator is here yet, but Kate is here, and I've had a chance to see her. She's been working away, and they are going to be in tonight if they're not yet, and we're looking forward to being all together again. We've been crisscrossing this country, fighting for every vote for the last weeks, and it's been an incredible journey as two families, and I really look forward to what I hope is going to be the next 4 to 8 years.
I don't know if you know the answer to this question, but if you do, maybe you can share it with us. I'm interested if the speechwriters for your dad prepared 2 speeches today, a victory speech and a concession speech.
Tell you what, I think you just have to watch and wait.
How will we know?
I'm sorry?
How will we know if he had 2 speeches?
You know, I don't know the answer to that, and that was my attempt to buck around the question. But you, I don't know. Look, what I can tell you is we're feeling very good. We know that this country wants a fresh start. We know this country has been frustrated with the last 3.5 years, the underfunding of education. If you look at Ohio, there's been 100 school districts that have to pay $500 in order to be able to, have their children be involved in after-school activities. In the state of Nevada, you have veterans that are going to be underfunded by $35 million based on the president's proposed budget for next year. This country deserves more, and I think the American people know that, and I'm optimistic that we're going to see that in the voting process tonight.
All right, Vanessa, Kerry, thanks very much for spending a few moments with us.
Thank you for having me on.
And this note to our viewers, we'll be hearing shortly from Ken Melman. He's the Bush-Cheney campaign manager. We'll talk to him. He's in Washington, D.C. I want to reiterate what we just heard from Vanessa Kerry. Still polls open in much of this country. This is still a good time for you to go out and vote. Go ahead. Don't turn off the TV. When you come back, you continue watching CNN. We'll take a quick break. Much more coverage from CNN election headquarters. Also, CNN.com if you need any additional information, up-to-the-minute information on all the races. Go to CNN.com. You can find up to the counties what's going on in states around the United States. The best information out there. CNN.com, a great companion to watching CNN on television. We'll be right back.
Coverage of America Votes 2004 is sponsored by
Just after 8:30 here on the East Coast, Bill Clinton's home state of Arkansas, the polling is closed there. We don't have enough information to make a projection there. We do have enough information to project that the president will carry Virginia and its 13 electoral votes. Virginia had closed earlier based on exit polling numbers and real numbers, raw numbers coming in. We can project that the president will carry Virginia. This had been expected, 13 electoral votes. Also, we can project the president will carry South Carolina and its 8 electoral votes. Once again, this had been expected. South Carolina had closed earlier. Real numbers coming in, raw numbers together with all of our analysis, exit poll numbers, both of these states going for the President of the United States. Judy Woodruff is joining us once again from the CNN Election Analysis Center over at the Time Warner Center. You got some news, Judy?
Wolf, we do. There's no state that President Bush has wanted to take away more from the Democrats than Pennsylvania. And we do have something to tell you about in the western part of the state, the Pittsburgh suburbs, Allegheny County. This is an area that Bush and Kerry have fought very hard over. We are learning that Allegheny County is extending the poll closing time an hour and a half. Pennsylvania, as you know, the polls closed across the state at 8 o'clock, but because the lines are so long, we have now been told from 3 different sources that the county has decided to keep those polls open until 9:30 Eastern Time. Now, this is an area of the state where blue-collar, some socially conservative voters, so this is an area presumably very much up for grabs. We are keeping a close eye on that part of the state. It's Allegheny County. Perhaps you want to take a look at a map to look at exactly where it is, but it is part of the Pittsburgh suburbs in the western part of Pennsylvania. So in a nutshell, Wolf, the polls are staying open an hour and a half additionally in this one county so far that we know about in Pennsylvania.
All right, Judy, presumably that same thing could happen elsewhere around the country where polls are still open and there are long lines as well. This is a decision that individual counties and states will be making, right, Judy?
That's right. I mean, and presumably if there were issues all over a state, a Secretary of State might do it, but typically this is something you would see made at the county, judgment made at the county level. because we know that it's the officials in those county election boards that have to answer for how an election is managed.
All right, Judy Woodruff reporting for us. Thank you very much. Let's recap where it stands right now. The race for the White House, 270 electoral votes needed to be elected president. At this point in the night, 87 so far we've projected going for President Bush, 77 we've projected so far going for John Kerry. That's